Let's be real. Photography is full of myths and bad advice that can waste your time and even hold you back as a photographer. Today I'm busting 5 of the biggest photography myths that people still believe. If you've ever been told you need a full-frame camera to go pro, or that higher megapixels means better photos, this video's for you. Let's jump in and debunk some photography nonsense once and for all. Myth 1. You need a full-frame camera to be a pro. This is probably one of the most common myths out there. You need a full-frame camera to be a professional photographer. Truth, you can take incredible professional photos with APS-C, Micro Four Thirds, and even smartphones. Why this myth exists? Full-frame sensors are larger, which help with low light and depth of field. Many high-end flagship cameras are full-frame, so people assume only pros use them. Reality check. Many professional photographers use APS-C and Micro Four Thirds for wildlife, sports, travel, and YouTube. Full frame is not always better, it's heavier, more expensive, and requires pricier lenses. In good lighting, APS-C cameras like the Canon R7 or even the Sony a6700 can compete with full frame easily. Full frame is great, but it's not a requirement to go pro. If you know your camera and how to use lighting, you can create amazing images with any sensor size. Myth 2. Higher megapixels equals better photos. Every time a new camera comes out with crazy high megapixels like 50, 75, or even 100 megapixels, people assume it means better image quality. But is that actually true? Truth. More megapixels only matters if you need huge prints or extreme cropping. Why this myth exists? Camera companies push megapixel counts as a marketing tool. It sounds impressive, but most people never need more than 20 to 30 megapixels. Reality check. More megapixels equals larger file sizes equals slower processing. High megapixels don't improve low light performance, they often make it worse due to smaller pixel sizes. Many pro photographers shoot with 20 to 30 megapixel cameras because it's more than enough for most jobs. If you're not printing billboards or doing extreme crops, a 24 megapixel camera is already more than enough. Focus on lighting, composition, and editing, not megapixels. Myth 3. Always shoot in manual mode. One of the biggest pieces of bad advice I hear is that real photographers only shoot in manual mode. Look, I love manual mode, but it's not always the best choice. Truth. Using aperture priority, shutter priority, or auto ISO can make shooting faster and more efficient. Why this myth exists? Some photographers equate manual mode with skill, but in reality, knowing when to use different modes is smarter. Reality check. Aperture priority is great for portraits and landscapes because you set your depth of field and the camera adjusts the shutter. Shutter priority is perfect for sports and action because you can lock in the shutter speed. Auto ISO with exposure compensation lets you adjust exposure quickly on the fly. Manual mode is great when you have time to dial in the settings, but in fast-paced situations, using semi-auto modes can actually get you better shots. Myth 4. You need expensive gear to take great photos. Expensive gear does not make you a great photographer. A $5,000 camera won't fix bad composition, poor lighting, or a lack of creativity. Truth. You can take amazing photos with budget cameras and kit lenses. It's about knowing your gear, not knowing the price tag. Why this myth exists? High-end cameras do have advantages, but they're not necessary for learning photography. Many pros shoot in controlled environments where expensive gear helps, but that doesn't mean you need it. It's better to invest in lighting, editing skills, and knowledge than blowing all your money on a camera body. Myth 5. Editing is cheating. Some people believe editing is cheating, and that real photographers should get everything perfect in camera. But that's just nonsense. Truth. Every pro photographer edits their photos, whether it's color grading, exposure corrections, or retouching. Why this myth exists? Some people think editing equals fake photography. Old school purists believe in getting it right in the camera. Reality check. Even in the film era, photographers developed and processed their images. Editing is about enhancing what's already there, not faking it. Software like Photoshop, Lightroom, and Topaz AI help bring out the best in your shots. Editing is a crucial part of photography. Learn how to use it to enhance, not replace good photography. So there you have it, 5 photography myths that are wasting your time. If you've been holding yourself back because of these myths, now you know the truth. Which of these myths have you heard before? Drop a comment below. If this video helped you, smash that like button and subscribe for more photography tips.